Sherlock Holmes plays such an important part in all of our lives. Some take it perhaps a wee step further. Some people do podcasts on Sherlock Holmes, other people do YouTubes, and some other people have always written to Sherlock Holmes. And in today's episode, we'll look at some of these letters. And let's start off in 1954 from Indianapolis. Dear Sherlock Holmes, when I go to Europe, I want to see your house in Baker Street. My father read me the Speckled Band, the Six Napoleons, and the Red-Headed League. I hope he reads me more. You're quite clever at solving cases. When I grow up, I'm going to belong to the Sherlock Holmes Club. I read about you in the comics, and the newspapers too. My sister and I play Sherlock Holmes, but I have to be Watson. We have two long-haired dashhounds, and when we play Sherlock Holmes, we pretend they are bloodhounds. A magazine said you went to Indiana, USA, did you? Sincerely, Betsy Wasansko. September 1956. Ferry Hotel, Littleston-on-Sea, New Romney, Kent. Dear Mr. Holmes, I've always been very interested in your cases and the way you deduce things. Could you deduce, for instance, anything about me from this letter? I'm sure you could. I practice at deducing things. You can find out a lot at a hotel without anyone knowing. A few discreet inquiries at the receptionist and a look at the visitor's book tells me anyone's name, nationality, address, car number, room number, and how long they're staying. If you have some spare time, instead of taking cocaine or driving poor Dr. Watson mad by shooting holes in the wall, I'd be very grateful if you could write to me and give me a few hints on observation, but not if you prefer the cocaine. Please give my regards to your brother Mycroft and Dr. Watson. Yours sincerely, Dermot Bryant. P.S. I will be here until the 8th of September. 20th of June, 1967, Effingham, Dorking, Surrey. Dear Sir, I hear you are very clever at solving things. Well, our English teacher, who's about 84 and looks every day as old as her age, who's very ugly and very strict, is, we think, in fact, we are sure, is in love with you. We started off having your book on Monday, but now we have it all week, and she goes around in a dream all the time, swooning, and always has a picture of you. Love, Judy LeSalure. P.S. Write back soon, before the end of term, telling us what to do. P.P.S. Sorry about the spelling, but we don't do English, we do you instead. Oxon Hill, Maryland, USA. Dear Mr. Holmes, you sure are a good detective. I know a man who is a detective in my town. He doesn't do all the neat stuff you do, and he dresses in regular, everyday clothes. He's nice though. I read all of your books. I get one or two out every time we go to the public library. My mom says you're not really a person and that Mr. Doyle made you up. I told her that Mr. Doyle is your friend and he writes your books because you're too busy. Say hi to Dr. Watson for me. Sincerely, Lynn Smith. Tokyo, Japan. Dear Mr. Sherlock Holmes, hello, I'm a Japanese girl. My name is Junko Nakami. I'm your fan. I like you. I want to have your room picture because I've never been to Baker Street. I read a lot of your books. I like you from the bottom of my heart. I want to speak to my heart's content with you. I enjoyed your story to my heart's content. Thank you, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Goodbye, Junko Nakami. Chicago, Illinois. Dear Mr. Holmes, please send me an autographed photograph of yourself, plus some biographical information about your life and career. I would also like information on joining your fan club, the Baker Street Irregulars. Please send me some information and addresses about it. Thank you. Sharon Lindy. Charleston, West Virginia. Dear Mr. Holmes, I have just finished the book called The Hound of the Baskervilles. I found myself up at 10:30 at night reading. I was wondering if you happen to have any pictures of the inside of Baker Street, or perhaps a picture of the moors. The only ones I've seen, like the description given in the book, are the Michigan marshlands. Yours truly, Joe Hoffer. Istanbul, Turkey. Dear Mr. Sherlock Holmes, I am a Turkish boy, and I astonished your stories, but I never reading your books. I hear my father your name. I'm very eager reading your books. I am look for your books everywhere, but I not found. I wonder your books published in Turkey. I am request if possible, send to your books list. If I make mistakes, I'm sorry. I am desired good days. Naki Gogo. Offenbach, West Germany. Dear Mr. Sherlock Holmes, can you please send me a tin of the special dust used to fingerprint? My room has been searched during my absence for a few days. Unfortunately, I can't lock my door since it's not provided with any lock. If you have time, could you come here please? Details concerning your fee will be agreed on later. I'll be very grateful to you if you could let me know of your decision as soon as possible. Thank you in advance. Yours, Katya Shikadansk. Albany, New York. Dear Mr. Sherlock Holmes, I like detectives very much. I have played cops, spies, detectives and other games, but I have enjoyed playing detective and spies the most. I like you and James Bond the most. I play a lot of games. One day one thing, another day another. You too must have played many real detective games in your day. I have a club of my own. Sometimes members of the club help other people, and sometimes we help you and Watson. Unfortunately, I'm too tall to be a midget and too short to be a man. So I cannot use disguises like beards, moustaches and sideburns, all fake of course. I would like to know some disguises I could use. I would really like to hear from you and John Watson. Sincerely yours, Timothy Keneally. Thousand Oaks, California, USA. Dear Mr. Holmes, your mysteries are interesting to me. I would like to have your answers to these few questions I have. What do you think about Jack the Ripper? Has he attempted any more murders? Is he still alive? Will you ever investigate any of his cases? Thank you for your time. Looking forward to hearing from you. Sincerely, Mike Sperling. Well, I hope you enjoyed those letters. Some were a hoot. And, till next episode, bye bye.